Hey y'all, Devin here. So I wanted to get on and make a video to share how I got into a wheelchair. Been in a wheelchair all my life, so it's pretty much all I know and what I've been born into. But I never really shared it with nobody or told my story, which isn't really bad. I've been in a wheelchair all my life. But at age 3, I developed scoliosis. And those of you who don't know what scoliosis is, it's the curve in the spine. And at age 3, just growing up, as I grew, my spine was curving more. So at 3, at that young age, you're actually like having your growth spurt. And as I grew, my spine kept getting worse. And I remember walking. I remember flashbacks of flashbacks, yeah, of walking. I can remember that a lot. I used to walk to school. I used to run around and play with kids. I was a regular kid up until about age 6, but walking just got harder. I remember always leaning over, complaining that my back was hurting. So my mom took me to the hospital. I remember that, and I'm piecing together information from what she told me to fill in the gaps. So she took me to the hospital, found out I had scoliosis. So they did a surgery there to help correct it, put a rod in my back, and I was walking. I used to have to wear a chest brace, like a chest brace that go over your whole chest to hold your spine, to hold you up straight. And I used to call it my turtle shell, because like Ninja Turtles, like back in the 90s, was like my show. It was real good, Ninja Turtles. But I was walking, but I kept growing, and the spinal cord just kept getting worse. And they would say, like, if I didn't have like other surgeries, I could have been like a paraplegic, pre-paraplegic, or I could have lost functions of everything like below my chest or my stomach. So I had one surgery, which was real risky because of the curve in my spine. So with that being said, I had the surgery. This was about 6 going on to about 7 years old, that surgery. When I woke up, I couldn't feel my legs. Like I couldn't walk. I couldn't feel anything. I don't remember this part, but just pieced on what my mama told me. I woke up from the anesthesia. I couldn't move anything. They thought it was the medicine, but from the surgery, like I couldn't walk anymore. Now I can't remember at that age, like what my mind was going through. Like how do I adjust to stuff? Like I don't remember being angry or anything like that. I just remember having to go to therapy. I just remember flashbacks of going to therapy 3 times a week, 4 times a week, just constant physical therapy. I was homeschooled for a while. Because I was in so let me go back. I was in a regular school, then I had the surgery, I couldn't walk. Then after that, we did some homeschooling probably for about 6 months. I can't really remember how long it was. It didn't seem long because I stayed in my same grade. I wasn't put back or anything like that. But then they put me into another school, which was like barrier free, which means everything was on the first level, and there was kids at that school with different disabilities, other kids in wheelchairs, where I pretty much felt more comfortable. In that home, everybody had their own disability, and there was regular kids there too. Regular meaning kids without disabilities. So I did that from like 2nd grade. I was going to that school from like 2nd grade to 7th grade. Then I switched schools and went to another neighborhood school that was close to me. But just adjusting to the wheelchair at that early age, coming home, my family was always like supportive. No issues there. Friends around the neighborhood. Kids used to knock on my mama door and ask, can I come outside? So always went outside and played, like growing up in a wheelchair. I did all types of tricks and jumping off curves, pushing real fast, racing in my wheelchairs, going down hills, having my friends playing my wheelchair, going down stuff. My friend used to have his bike. We used to put a rope on it, and he used to pull me, and we used to go bike riding. Like, I've done so much in this wheelchair way before the YouTube and the Facebook of everybody recording, look at me, I'm doing this, I'm in a wheelchair. I just adjusted to life at that early age before social media got big, and I always just had a drive to do more, and I always wanted to be like independent and do my own thing. Then besides like growing up, I used to always have my days where I get down and I used to cry and ask myself like, why me? But I think that's just a part of being human, that part of being down. But I didn't let that stop me from doing anything I wanted. So going into 8th grade, I went to another school that was closer to me. It wasn't like the other school where it was more kids in wheelchairs, but I think I was the only one for a part of the time, but I was able to walk some. I was in and out of the wheelchair. To put the story together a little more, I used to walk on crutches because my legs used to be a little bit stronger. So most people know me for like walking on crutches. I had 2 on both arms. So I used to walk on my crutches, but as my scoliosis kept having changes, my legs used to be strong and they'll get weak. Just my back just kept having problems. So I was walking on crutches during my 8th grade year. 9th grade, high school, I was on my crutches, and then I had to stop using the crutches because my legs got weak. So the rest of high school, I started using a wheelchair. But high school, I was popular. I played in a marching band all 4 years. I was the only person in a wheelchair playing a marching band. I had the drums strapped to my wheelchair. Somebody used to push me, and we doing the parades. Like, I did my thing playing the band in high school. Had a lot of friends, no issues in high school. Had a lot of fun. After high school, went to college. I wanted to get out of my mom's house so fast. I always wanted to live that college life and being in dorms. And that was amazing. I went to Oakland University here in Michigan. Stayed on campus, stayed in the student apartments. Pushing around campus was like real hard, but I had friends like they used to help push me. I had these power wheels they used to assist too, but that was real good. I worked, got my first job at Best Buy because I was a tech geek. I just loved computers and fixed them. First job at Best Buy. Worked at Best Buy for like almost 3 years. Worked at Verizon Wireless doing phones. Been at Apple 5 years now. Like, I always kept a job. I did call centers, work from home. Like, I always worked and be independent. But that was pretty much kind of my story of being in a wheelchair. Like, I just always grew into my disability. It wasn't like an accident from a car where I lived most of my life and then got injured. Like, I grew into this is all I know. But I don't let anything stop me from doing what I want. Like, I just got that drive and motive to be independent. And speaking of driving, like, I do drive a car. That was still one of my biggest accomplishments besides living on my own. I always wanted to drive. I got tired of being picked up and dropped off. I wanted to be on my own time. And I seen videos and seen other people in chair driving. And I was motivated by that, and then also motivated by one of my close friends, Ron. met him in college and driving home, and he like, Dev, you got to start driving. That'll change your life. You just can't depend on people to come pick you up and drop you off, even though they're mine. But it feels better to be able to drive myself. So I did the driver's training. The state helped pay for it. It was about a year because learning strictly how to drive with hand controls was so hard. It was times I wanted to give up, having to push that lever and then turn and like stop. I'm like, days like, I don't know if I can do this. I'm gonna have to cut this dream short. But it all worked out. Just I was determined just to keep doing it until I mastered it. I figured out what worked for me, as far as putting the chair in and out my car and everything. So you have to purchase your own vehicle. Then the state helped pay for the hand controls, and they help pay for the classes. And I've been driving going on about 10 years now. But it feels real good to drive yourself. Like, I really hate driving now. I wish I could just get dropped off and picked up for work some days. But I am glad that I can drive myself and to go and then, come and go as I please. But it's kind of like a short story, just to put it all together. So I'm trying to do more vlogging. Y'all give me some what word I'm looking for. Y'all give me some stuff of what y'all want to hear, and I'll share anything. I want to start vlogging more of my life, what I do day to day. Y'all know I like traveling, so when I travel, I'm gonna do some more vlogging too. Just gotta get some time away from work to travel more, to share more of my experiences. So I'm gonna post this video. It's about 12 minutes in. I don't think I need to do no editing, but it's whatever. I'm gonna post it. So I'm gonna say like, subscribe, follow, share it. Give me some feedback. Let me know what y'all think. Peace.